I opened up my mouth and I started singing, and I say to this day, it's like God kissed my vocals.
Yeah.
Because I had a voice.
Yeah.
I could sing.
When the pain cuts you deep.
So me and my cousin was actually sitting in his garage. We were chilling. He came across a video of a young man, and the guy was blowing, like killing it. And I was like, who is that? He was like, I think this dude is on The Voice. So at that moment, I swear I'm not lying, I just felt something in me say, submit your video.
Look and you will see I will be.
Come on, guys.
So I went on the internet, I found the email, all of that. I submitted my video. That evening at like 5 o'clock, I got an email saying, hey, we loved your submission. After that, everything just kind of took off. Yeah, next thing you know, I'm on the biggest stage. Yeah, so, So I was diagnosed with IIH, and that is idiopathic intracranial hypertension. A more common name for it in today's time is pseudotumor cerebri. So my brain believes that I have a tumor there, but there's no tumor.
How was it when they first told you? Like, what was the feeling? I know it was heavy.
Yeah.
Man. Welcome back to another episode of the Locating Greatness podcast. I'm your host, Jadrian Lawson, aka your favorite realtor, the home locator. First and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year's to you and your family. I hope everything is going well, and I wish you nothing but the best and blessings to you. Mm-hmm. Now, with further notice, I got hometown hero in the building from McKinney, Texas. I got a viral sensation, over 50 million views on all social media platforms, over 500,000 followers across all platforms. Also featured in one of the greatest shows of all time, The Voice, featuring my boy Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Unc. Miss Kourtney White, a.k.a. the Songbird. What's going down?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kourtney White, a.k.a. Songbird.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Man, I'm first and foremost, I'm excited that you're here. Thank you for
having me.
Thank you for blessing my podcast. I think it's gonna be very legendary.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in McKinney is gonna get very motivated from this, so I'm very excited for this.
Oh yeah, me too.
Let's do it. So let's start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I know how growing up in McKinney is, but I definitely would love for you to tell the world, like, how is it growing up in McKinney? Just tell us from start, and we'll just go from there.
Oh man, McKinney is a very close-knit community.
Yep.
We all kind of grew up together. Even though like I don't know you, but our families know each other. So
Absolutely.
we all grew up together. You know
100%.
what I'm saying? So it was very close-knit, a lot of love.
Yeah.
Everybody knew everybody.
Yeah.
Totally different from the way things are now, but I'm talking about we would have barbecues, and by the time we look up, everybody is at my granddaddy house barbecuing with us. So
Again.
It was all love, good vibes, and just good energy,
Right. So with that community, first and foremost, I do miss those days.
Oh, man.
I want everybody to listen to this. We need to get back to that because the community, once the community is thriving, we thrive together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's talk about the church days when we were younger.
Yeah.
I know you was heavy in the church, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I know like early on, what was that like that like one time to where you just like, I can actually sing. Like I know, cause I know it's in the church.
Yeah.
I couldn't sing for like when we was doing like the Easter Sunday, those I could not do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just tell us about that.
It would probably have to be when I actually first sang my first solo at church. I was 7, because I couldn't sing. I would say, but I would put on shows for my family just at the house and have them come over there and look at me. But yeah, I mean, without music, there would be no Kourtney. So I really don't know a life without music.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
But one day, I go to church and I asked the pastor if I could sing a solo, and he was like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah.
Everybody knew I couldn't sing. They just knew I had a love for it. So anyways, I get up there and I opened up my mouth and I started singing, and I say to this day, it's like God kissed my vocals.
Yeah.
Because I had a voice.
Yeah.
I could sing.
Yeah.
And that just started a whole career for me. It started my music career
Right.
that day.
Right.
It changed. I started singing at all of our local churches around McKinney. People would come and watch me sing or request for me to come and sing at churches and
Yeah.
sing solos and
Yeah.
singing at funerals and musicals. So yeah, it was a major part of my life growing up.
Do you think singing at funerals, because that's people's most vulnerable? So like, do you think that really gave you that stage presence? Like, man, I can really do this because people are grieving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
all the attention is on you now, and you probably got people crying even harder.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy you say that because my aunt just passed away.
Yeah, sorry to hear
Like
that.
a month ago. Thank you. She passed away, and then now I just lost my great aunt,
Right.
my Aunt May, and of course I am the singer of the family. So they called me and asked me to do it. That is sing. I had stopped singing at funerals for a while because it was too much.
Too
for
hard.
Me. It's way too much.
Right.
You have to be strong
Right.
for the next 3 minutes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all in all, I would say yes. That and just being in the church house too, because when I sing at church, I'm ministering to people, but
Right.
it's through music. So it's not necessarily me getting up there preaching, but I'm telling my testimony through music. So
Right.
I'm hoping, and I do that I pray to God every time before I sing that He, touches me so that I can be a blessing to somebody else. But I would say between church and yes, just singing at funerals, that a lot of my strength came from that, because
Right.
those are two of the hardest things I feel like
Right.
a singer could do.
So at the funerals, since it was so hard, was it an emotional toll? That's why you took a step back, or?
So it, of course, an emotional toll because of the connection that I have with the person or the people that I'm losing, but more so, I would say because those are the 3 minutes is not a long time, but when you're singing at a funeral and you have to
Seems
be
like
that
forever.
strength,
Yeah.
it seems like forever. So I have to put aside my feelings. I have to put aside the hurt that I may be feeling at that moment,
Right.
and I have to be the strength for this family, regardless of if it's my family or another family.
Right.
So that's hard.
Right.
So like
Right.
at my aunt's funeral, for example, like I'm getting up there to sing and I think about it all the
man.
time. And on the first row, I'm looking at my uncle, my aunt's mom, and I'm looking at her boys, her
Yeah.
sons.
Yeah.
And I had to literally shift my whole body
Not
to
look.
the opposite side of the room so that I won't look at them because they're
Right.
gonna break me because
Right.
I'm seeing them hurting.
Right.
And it's hard. Funerals
Yeah.
are hard. And
Yeah.
I'm only doing it now. Like now I started back singing at funerals because I'm losing so many of my family.
Right.
And I am the
Right.
singer of this family.
Right, right. And that's, I mean, when you really think about it, that has to be the strength. That's the, that's the showmanship.
Man.
And I believe, I've heard people talk about this,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the showmanship that R&B is kind of missing because
yeah.
it's not so much into the church, and you're not having that emotional,
Yeah.
just
That passion.
yeah, that's just that's bringing out that emotion
Yeah.
for you. So you have people that singing now that have so much bottled up,
Yeah.
and it's not coming out.
Yeah.
It's so many good singers out there, but they can't blow
Right.
because it's not. You ain't breaking down crying after
Yeah.
a performance like
Yeah.
that.
I get that. Yeah.
I can listen to you talking about this. It made me think dang, that is what's really
Yeah.
missing. And I seen Jermaine Dupri talk about that. And I was
Yeah.
like, dang, that does make sense because you don't see it as much no
Yeah.
more.
That passion,
Yeah.
that hunger,
Yeah.
that wanting to be a blessing. Because even in R&B music, I still I try to be a
It's
blessing
hard.
to
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
But
yeah.
I was listening to a guy. I was watching a TikTok the other day, and this dude got on there and said he made a song in 1 minute and 30 seconds, and I'm like, he was like, because people attention spans are not what they used to be, which
Yeah.
he's right.
Right.
Like nowadays, our attention spans are like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if a song is good, then you can't deny it.
You can't. Yeah, absolutely. Which is why you're doing so great being at an independent level like you
Man.
are. So shout out to you
appreciate
for
that.
sure. So just tell the word about your early performances. How was that going on stage outside of being in church? Tell us about those first performances.
Oh man, it was fun. I'm always nervous right before I get on stage. I think that's life. We're human. But once I'm on that stage and I'm in my element and I'm in my zone, I literally go into somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a whole nother world. So it's very exciting for me. It's very fun for me. I love performing. I love singing. So going places and doing shows and being invited to sing at different events it warms my heart, you know, because I love to get up there and I love to sing. That's who I am.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's
Yeah.
like, you have some people that it takes a while for them to find their
Yeah.
passion from. They can find their passion at 40 years old.
Right.
But you started this at what, 5, 6, 7 years
years
old?
old,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like 7 years old, that's
Yeah.
a long time. And you've
Yeah.
been able to perfect that. And
Man.
now people are really embracing it.
Yeah.
So tell us about, so I know that you told us about the early performances, but tell us about what it's teaching you about yourself even more, because that's who you are. But I know later down the line you've been through heartbreak, you've been through,
yeah.
you know, certain losses, all of that stuff is in the music. So how do you feel like that shaped you just for who you are today? Who the songbird, aka Kourtney White, is today?
Yeah, I mean, without music, there would be no Kourtney. So I really don't know a life without music.
Right,
You know?
right.
Even before getting on the internet and singing to the world, I would do it with myself, by myself. At such a young age, I was writing music. So I really don't know a life without music.
Right,
You know?
right.
So it's a blessing, and I'm not good with words. That's why I don't do, like, this is like my first interview, you know, of really just sitting down and just,
Yeah.
you know, telling my story, or actually just having a freaking conversation with the world. And a lot of that is because I don't think I'm good with words, but put a pen and a pad in front of me and give me a beat,
Right.
and I can write the hell out of a song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there has never been a life with me without music.
I noticed that too. With, you know, singers and stuff, when they're doing interviews, they're so like reserved.
Yeah.
Not because they don't want to be there, just because they don't know how to express themselves. I would use, you know, people with accents. Like I use LMA for example. Listen to how she sings versus how she talks. It's totally different.
Yeah.
It's like totally two different people.
Yeah.
But she's expressing herself so well
Right.
to where when she's talking, you know, when she's saying normal stuff, you can hardly even understand what
Right.
she's saying. That's
Yeah.
the craziest thing
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
crazy.
I think that's really dope. And, you know, for you to have that courage to put the pen to paper and really express yourself,
Yeah, man.
that's dope.
Yeah.
You know, I like listening to
that.
stuff that has a story. And everything
Yeah.
that you drop has a story.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell a story. I gotta, because believe it or not, every song that I've ever written, I went through it.
Right.
There is no song that I've put out that I didn't go through.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
don't know how to just write a song about something that I ain't went through. I can even write a song about something that somebody else is going through.
Right.
But yeah, I can. I thank God for that gift, because outside of him blessing me with the gift to be able to sing, he blessed me with the gift to be able to write.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and those two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I feel blessed, and I thank God for it every single day.
For sure. Have you had people reaching out to you about being a mentor to them?
Yeah, all
Other
the
than me.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, all the time. And at first I was very shut off from that, because I felt like at the time there was a lot that I needed to you know, deal with, but now at the point that I am in my life, that is definitely something that, you know, I would love to do. I've had, you know, people reach out to me in regards to that, so I'm very open
Right.
to that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. That's love.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you had? So I know it's been a lot of people since, and we're gonna talk about it in a second. But The Voice, ever since that's been published, I know you've been having people in your DM like, "Yo, you've done so much." But I know deep down, it's like, just from listening to you speak and who you are, I know it's hard to even comprehend that type of stuff. Because at the level that I'm at, I'm not nowhere near how many people have seen you, and I have people telling me I'm an inspiration. So I know it's overwhelming.
It's crazy and it's weird. I
Yeah.
was sitting at Norma's Cafe the other day, eating.
Yeah.
And this older man, he walked up to our table, and he was
Right.
like, he pulled out his phone and he was like, "Is this you?" He said, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Is this you?" And I started laughing, and I was like, "Yes, sir, it's my Tennessee whiskey video." He was like, My
Yeah.
son over there, he didn't want to come up and ask you, so I said, I'm just gonna go ask her and make sure that this is
He
you.
was
you know?
irritated at
Yeah,
that
he
point.
was, it was just so much love, and I get that
Yeah.
a lot where people just stop me and be like, are you Kourtney?
Yeah.
Are you Kourtney White?
Right.
Or whatever. And I know it's that blonde streak that it.
That's what does
yeah,
it.
it does it.
Yeah.
But that love is it. It's overwhelming, and
That's
I love
dope.
it because
That's
it's like,
dope.
ooh, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They see me.
Yeah.
They see me. So if
Yeah.
y'all see me out, don't ever hesitate to come up and give me some love because I love the love, and that is what keeps me going real time.
Facts. When did you break out of that shell? Like just people coming up to you? Because I know it took some time.
Just over time.
Over time?
Because at first, when it first started happening, it was really weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends would be like, you got to be a little bit more, open when people
Yeah.
come up to you. I was
Yeah.
like, y'all, but it's so weird because I'm
Yeah.
like, it's just me. You know what I'm
You've
saying?
been you your whole
yeah,
life.
It's just cool. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? But to them, it's like, you're Kourtney White.
Yeah.
You are some.
You one of them.
And to me, I'm like, babe, I don't need, like, what? I'm just like you,
Right.
but
Right.
it, over time, the more that it has happened, and it's happening a lot more now, I just, it's a blessing, and I
Yeah.
thank God for that because it
That's
means
what's
I'm
up.
doing my job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's kind of turn the page a little bit and let's talk about the voice. How was the auditioning process? How much, did that change the way that you approach music in general? And we'll
Man.
kind of dive in from there.
Oh man, the audition process. So I'm gonna make this short.
All right.
So me and my cousin was actually sitting in his garage. We were chilling, scrolling. He was scrolling on his phone. We both, doing our own thing, and he came across a video of a young man, and the guy was blowing, like killing it. And we started talking. I was like, "Who is that?" He was like, "I think this dude is on The Voice." So at that moment, I swear I'm not lying. I just felt something in me say, "Submit your video." So I went on the internet. I found the email, all of that. I submitted my video. Sent that over to him that evening at like 5:00. I got an email saying, "Hey, we loved your submission. Blah blah blah. We want to move you forward, whatever." So after that, everything just kind of took off.
Yeah.
Like it happened so quick, and next thing you know, I'm on the biggest stage.
I know that was
Jesus.
crazy.
Oh my God, it's still mind blowing when I sit here and think about it. But I
Right.
don't regret anything.
Yeah.
I learned so much.
Right.
I met so many beautiful people that I still have a relationship with to this day.
That's what's up.
And it was. I loved it. I loved it.
So after getting that, how long did it take you to get the response email?
It was back to back.
Back to back.
The first response literally happened in a matter of hours.
Really?
And then after that, everything just kind of.
I bet did your heart drop when you got it? It's like, whoa, hold on.
You know what? And I'm trying to get better about this, but I live in a world where I don't expect too much. You know what I'm saying? So even when stuff like that happens, it still be like, I'm only gonna really believe it when I'm getting my ass on this plane and I'm flying to Cali and I'm finna go be on this show.
Yes.
So when during all of that, it was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
Man, when you say that about the expectation part, I had this conversation yesterday with a guy about, I guess we was talking about his relationship problems. So I was just talking to him about it. And I was like, bro, you can't go into situations with expectations. Expectations is going to kill the whole vibe of everything.
Every time.
Because once you have expectations on something,
time.
you're clinging on to something in the past.
Yeah.
You're either clinging on something to the past or you're expecting to fail.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you're going to fall,
Yeah.
crash, and burn.
I stopped that. I live by that, and I also live by, I don't expect me out of other people.
Yes.
I live by
Yes.
that. You know what I'm
Yes, that's
saying?
what I told her too.
And I was talking to somebody the other day, and she was like, I did this, and I'm this type of friend, and I expect that, and in return. And I was like, well, you wrong
You gonna
because you
forever
already,
be-
you're going into that situation wrong,
Right,
bro.
right.
You're not gonna get you out of them.
Yeah, for real. It's
Yeah.
always like when you have those situations, like think about it, people. If you have expectations on a lover or a friend or somebody that's coaching you, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
It's going to fail every time.
Yes.
So don't go in it. I mean, just some advice, some relationship advice. We
Good
done got the
advice.
relationship. But yeah, so next time you think about it, Stay away from expectations
Yeah.
because it's gonna ruin the whole situation you
Going
in.
downhill.
Yeah. So, I don't like using the word rejection, but how did you take the maybe later of the advice from Snoop whenever you
question.
get turned away?
Good question. The mindset is a mug.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I knew that I had two ways to look at this. And now, when it first happened, I was crushed. Let's not get it twisted. I was, and I think if you look at that episode again, you can kind of
see it in your face. Like,
I kind of did a little shrug in my shoulder. I was like, "Don't you act up on it." No, I'm playing.
Don't go crazy.
I was like, I'm telling myself in my head, because when I got to a certain point in the song, I knew I wasn't getting a chair.
Right.
And I was telling myself in my head, like, you're on national television.
Yes.
Like, keep your composure. But
Yep.
I knew after that, and leaving The Voice, I had two options. One, I could let this break me, be like, hey, now I have to be humiliated in front of national television. I never want to sing again. Or two, I can let that be the fire in me.
Right.
To push me even harder to show them who I am. Because, see, even though I didn't get 4 chairs, the world had already told me, my followers and the people who have been supporting me, which is hundreds of thousands of people, has already told me yes. So,
yeah. I mean, the crowd was losing it.
Yeah, I could barely hear myself because they was,
I was like, yo.
But I say, my sister told me this, and I it's stuck in my head. And she said, remember, God didn't promise you a chair. He promised you that stage. So when I prayed to God and asked God, to, before The Voice or anything, God, direct my path. And even when The Voice came and I was still praying, and I never was like, God, let me get a chair. It was more or less like, God, thank you for the opportunity to stand on this stage. Because even though I didn't get a chair, I was able to be a blessing to so many people who have reached out to me and inboxed me in regards to my story being on there, or just my voice in general. So it was it was just a minor setback for a major comeback.
Exactly.
Yeah, it hurt. But
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like using the word rejected, because first off, I would use this quote, and I've heard it from Deion Sanders and his sons. The rejected gonna always be respected.
Oh man.
Because you taking on that no in front of the hundreds of thousands of the million people that was watching that day.
That was hard.
Like, dang, like he just told me, but you stood tall.
Yeah.
You didn't act a fool, but you understood and took it to the chin.
Yeah.
And now you have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful, because there's people out there that don't even want to turn their phone on to even show their voice, which is really dope that you, out of all people, and you have so many people that's looking at you, it's like, man.
That mindset.
You know what I mean? Like, if she can do it in dealing with what she's dealing with, oh man, I there's no reason for me not to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, tell us about the what Snoop said and how that inspired you in any way.
You know what? I've been asked, and what I'm about to say, I'm being so honest with y'all. I don't remember a thing any of those.
It was
like
said. I can't believe this is happening.
I haven't even watched that episode again. Like, I won't watch it again. But I have no recollection whatsoever what those coaches said to me, because I literally felt like a deer in headlights.
Right.
Like, I after getting that no, and not getting a chair, I was in La La Land. Only thing I wanted to do was get off that stage.
Right.
Like, I need to get off this stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Was it humiliation, or was it just like a reality check?
It was a little bit of both.
Okay.
But more so humiliation, because the only thing that was going through my head is like, Lord, I have to live this on television.
Right.
So so many people are going to see me get rejected.
Right.
But that's when that mindset kicked in, and I knew I can't think like that.
Right.
Like, no, God didn't bring me this far to leave me.
Right. I'll tell you what, though. You had hundreds of thousands of people looking at you and not watching Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how big that is.
Mad at me.
I was like, yo, I said, I know I'm not missing this game.
Oh my
for watching this whole thing because I didn't want to see nobody else but you on that stage. Like, bro, this is really
major,
happening.
you know, from McKinney, you
exactly.
know, the hometown. So like just to be able to witness that, and for me just to be able to be on, you know, to be there was just felt good.
Absolutely. I mean, you put us on your back for that 90 seconds of a big crowd, which everybody. And I'm gonna be honest, I looked at the comments a little bit. I was like, yo, this is not one negative comment under this video. I'm telling you, like, not one. And I was like, man, you usually have trolls somewhere. Yeah. And I was just scrolling. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
You know what was crazy though? A lot of that because I don't read comments. I just don't. I
Good.
But a lot of that is I have a lot of supporters.
Right.
And they were there, and they know me.
Right.
They know me. They know what I'm capable of. They've heard this voice. They've been listening to it for the last 6-7 years.
Yeah.
So to them, it was like, we know our song, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a bigger picture.
Tell us about the first viral moment, the viral impact that it's had from the first time you uploaded that video, noticing that you know, that it went viral. What was that feeling like?
Oh, man, it was a beautiful feeling. The first video that I went viral to was Walk Away, which was my original song that I wrote. Mm-hmm. So when I woke up, we did that song, me and my cousin. He forced me to get up in front of it. Like, I did not. Let me tell y'all something. Social media was never a part of my plan. Going viral and singing on the internet and becoming somebody like that and going, like, that was never a part of the plan.
Right.
This dude literally forced me to get in front of that camera because he's seen something in me that I didn't see in myself.
A lot of people seen it.
Yeah, and I thank him for that every single day, because if it were not for him, you know, doing that and putting me in front of that camera, I wouldn't be here. So that first viral video, I woke up to like over 1 million views, and it was a beautiful feeling.
Right.
It was like, okay.
Right.
This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, we here now.
This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's crazy.
Facts.
So, tell us about your first single, Walk Away.
Oh, man, Walk Away, bro.
Yeah.
So I wrote Walk Away a couple years back. I was hurting. Mm-hmm. I was hurting. And I heard this beat. I wrote the song. I was going through some stuff. And the only person that I sang that song for was my cousin. Word. And that is when he started like pushing me. Yeah. When he heard that song, he was like, this girl can write too, and she sound like this. What? So he'd be like, Pudge, because he called me Pudge. Yeah. You got to get in front of this camera. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm a very private person. Mm-hmm. So one day I had got off work, and he put that camera in my face, and he was like, you finna sing this damn song. So he did it, and
that was him that was holding the camera?
Yeah, that was him holding the camera. Yeah. So he did it. We went stupid viral, and that started it. You know? Yeah.
Did you have people? Well, were you checking comments on that one in particular?
Now, for my stuff that I write, yes, only because I need to know what people are thinking.
Okay. Yeah, because I know you was like, dang, 1 million views.
Yeah, not one. And I looked a mess. I hate that video because I looked a mess. I roll my eyes at him to this day because I'm like, why did you let me get on camera looking like that? But not one negative comment, not one bad comment. So it was like, so they got the picture. It's my voice. Yeah, they were focused on that voice.
100%. And those are the ones that go the craziest when you not like suit and tie, you know. And that's what my boy Josh was telling me. Like, once you, even with the podcast, he like, yo, do it. Yeah. Don't worry about all this other stuff. Just do it. Yeah, he was just telling me, before you walked in, he was just telling me, don't be so reserved. Yeah. Don't make everything so perfect, because the most imperfect thing that you're going to do is going to be the one that just take off.
That go.
And that's crazy, because it's a full circle moment within an hour of what he told me compared to what you're telling me.
That's confirmation.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So tell us about the video, Walk Away video.
So I had a vision for Walk Away because I am a storyteller. Right. So I didn't want to star in the video. That was too much. So let me tell this story and let me get, some people to act out you know, what I feel.
Shout out to
so
my
I
bro.
brought-
Shout out to my bro looking all
Yeah.
looking alright. You
Yeah.
know.
So I've been knowing Tyrell since school. We went to school together. We grew up together.
Right.
So I hit him up, you know, on some. I need you to play this part in this video, and he didn't hesitate.
Right.
He came right on, and then I had the other young lady who played, you know, his significant other in the video, and then I brought along. I had a team, and we came together and we shot this video at my cousin's house. She let us borrow her crib, and we went over there and we shot that video, and everything came together. It literally the way that I envisioned it. It came together. So. Yeah, it was a beautiful experience.
Right.
That first video.
Yeah, I remember when he was going to shoot that video.
Yeah.
It was like top secret. I'm like, where you going? He's like, man, I can't tell you, bro. You gotta, you know. I was like, okay.
I was like, you can't tell nobody.
Yeah, I was like, all right, bro, go ahead, do your thing. Because we talk about, when I say everything, like everything that's going on with our lives in any shape or form to where that could, you know, prosper us. We push each other.
Yeah.
So he tells me a lot of the stuff that, you know, elevating him and vice versa.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right. I'll wait.
Yeah, he came in there, did his little dance.
Yeah, he said, yeah, you're going to see him in a little bit. I was like, all right, go ahead. Do you think I didn't ask no more questions at all?
Yeah, man, they delivered. I'm so appreciative of all of them who came out. And, and, you know, was in that video with me for real.
Right.
That was love.
For sure.
Yeah.
Tell us about, so the Tennessee Whiskey, were y'all just chilling when y'all made that video? You and your cousin just hanging out, and you was like, man, this song is crazy.
I never heard my cousin's finna play a part in this again. So I actually never heard Tennessee Whiskey, right?
Oh, man.
So my cousin, he was like, Pudge, I need you to learn this song. You got to sing this song.
Yeah.
It's a country soul song. I'm like, okay. So I heard it, and I was like, okay, cool. And then he was like, we got to get Yetta, which is my cousin Kenyatta, who was on Tennessee Whiskey with me. He was like, we got to get Yetta. And me and her literally went over the song one time, and then we recorded it. And that's the video that blew my mind, because it wasn't waking up and you got 1 million views. It was waking up to over 10 million views.
That's insane.
This was overnight.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I'd be wondering how that stuff works. Like, how do they even,
crazy.
like, come on? I guess, you know, when people are so invested in it, when people start sharing it, it's like, man, they, you know, I think they look at it as like it's so many people interacting with this video that it blows up. But y'all did y'all thing.
Yeah,
man.
It's that like that is the video.
That solidified
Walk Away
everything.
did good.
Yeah.
But that video put me on the map. When people see me, they know me for the Tennessee Whiskey Girl.
Yeah.
Real talk. That video really changed my life.
Yeah. And you got how many? Is it 4 million on YouTube?
So yeah, 3 point something million on YouTube, but Facebook went over 32 million views.
Do you know how hard people? Do you understand how hard that is to get on? Not Facebook. I understand Facebook. Once it starts sharing and stuff, you're gonna get a lot of traction. Yeah. But YouTube, you gotta look at it for so long for it to be an actual view.
No ads. We didn't have any back then when we did that type of stuff. We didn't have what we have today. So there was no. It's all
straight
organic, very organic. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for my 150, 200 views on
man,
YouTube.
Real
but
talk.
3 million? That is insane.
Yeah.
That is
crazy.
Insane. That is insane. Matter of fact, let's go to that video right now. we gonna put it on the. I want y'all to see how authentic and beautiful this video is. So.
Used to spend my nights out in the ballroom. Liquor was the only love I know. Then you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far.
So I want you to kind of break down how you're seeing the music industry personally. How has it been for you navigating all of this? You know, because it's I know it's a lot.
Whew. So, I don't associate myself with the music industry.
Right.
And what I mean by that when I say that is I stand true on who I am, and what I do, and that'll never change.
Right.
I'm not gonna compromise who I am to fit the industry needs. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of stay in my own lane. I stand on the business, but I don't indulge in the whole industry thing.
Right. It get a little weird.
It's very weird, and the industry that we have today, I'm sorry, the music is not very good. Yeah, it's not very good, and there's no substance in it, and there's no feeling, there's no passion. But now, don't get it twisted. There's a few people out there in the R&B world who killing it. So I give props where props is due. But for the most part, that love, that feeling, that passion, that soul, that church is missing. So that's why the music nowadays is a minute 30-second long. You know, like
I noticed that too.
The bridges are gone. Nobody does bridges anymore. So it's just very just blah.
Right.
So I really don't indulge in the industry. I just stay in my own lane. I do my thing.
Right.
Again, what God has for me is for me. So I just roll with that.
So have you had? I'm sure you've had labels and stuff reach out to you.
Oh yeah.
And tell us about that process and what it's like to even have labels even interested in you. Not alone like the contract, but just that feeling.
Because it feels good to be recognized.
Right.
It feels good to be looked at. It feels good to be wanted in that aspect, of looking at it that way. But also, I come from a praying family, and I come from a God-fearing family. So, it wasn't right, and because it wasn't right, it didn't go. It didn't fly. So, when I was younger, that stuff used to be exciting to me, like getting signed and all of that. But now I stand on the business part of it. And if the paper's right and if the contract is right, then hey, we can rock and we can roll. But for the most part, I have been blessed to have one hell of a following.
You got a cult following.
Yeah, and it's all organic. There's no label behind me. There is no team behind me. It's literally Kourtney Denise White out here getting in front of that camera and doing her thing. So I've been doing it for a minute now.
Right.
And I just stand on that. The industry is what the industry is. That's not gonna change.
Do you ever think about how big you possibly could be since you are so you're so big right now?
Yes.
When it's a one-man band. Just think about the engine that will be behind you. Do you ever think about that?
Oh yeah, I want that. Like I think for a singer who wants to sing, I think that's a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's only so much that I can do. And I tell this to anybody, you can't do this by yourself.
Oh no.
You need a team. You have to have a team 100%. To help you to get to the next level. You know, I would be a crazy person to think that I don't. But I stand on the business part of it.
Yeah.
And
business and morals.
Yes. And if that's right, then let's go.
Right.
So if the right thing has not been presented to me as of yet, then that means that it's not time. So and that's hard. Like, I'm not even gonna BS you. Like, that is hard.
Right.
To keep going and doing this stuff independent, because I don't have a team. So I'm motivating myself every day to keep going, to not stop. So yes, I would love that contract, but I also want the right one.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the biggest misconception that people may ask you about the music industry? Well, just music in general. Like, doing music, what is the biggest misconception that people think that you have or go through, or, just anything that you could think of that people may think that you're at a certain level? What is that biggest misconception that people think?
People look at me because of my following and what I've been blessed to do, and think that everything is just peaches and cream, and it's not.
Right.
I go through just like the next person goes through. I deal just like the next person deal. You know what I'm saying? Life gets me. Life be lifing for me too.
For real.
And that's one of the honestly, that's one of the things that I hated about social media in the beginning. Like, my family would tell you, I'm not a social media person. If it were
Right.
not for this music, you guys would not see me.
It'd be a ghost.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I get shaky sometimes even with the music, because I'm like, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Lord, I'm sick of it. It's just too much, you
Right.
know. But God didn't like this. Like, my faith is crazy. I have crazy faith.
Same. Same for real.
I refuse. There is not a devil in hell or a cat in Cuba that can make me believe that God gave me this gift
Yeah.
or this voice in vain. I
Real
don't
talk.
believe it. Like, I
Real
don't
talk.
believe it, and I stand on that. And look at what I haven't accomplished a lot, but I've accomplished a lot,
Hey,
because this is
yeah.
all organic, man.
Yeah.
I don't think people be paying for ads and paying for
Yeah.
views, and I've never had to do that,
Man,
so
that's insane.
it's just it's been a blessing, but at the same time, like, life be lifing for me too.
Right,
I
right.
just don't show. I'm not the type to get on the internet and tell everybody what I'm going through.
Right.
Yeah.
She's on the Locating Greatness podcast telling you about this.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, because even as like in my journey being a realtor, people think that it's all peaches and cream.
Yeah.
I'll go 4 months without getting not $1.
Yeah.
I'll go do, and this is something I've never told people.
Yeah.
But I drive Lyft.
Yeah.
To make my bread.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I drive Lyft to make my bread, but also, I mean, I have closings too. Don't get it twisted. I'm still
Yeah.
out here working.
Yeah, of
but,
course.
You know, to have that steady income, you have to do something.
You gotta get it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this stuff ain't free. None of this, like,
It
come
all
on.
costs.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
It all costs.
all this stuff costs, and people think that, and it's not, to shame anybody in any way, shape, or form, but people got to realize it take work to
Yeah.
be in these
Yes.
rooms with people,
Man.
to be at this level of any sort. Like, whatever you're doing, keep chasing it.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot to be in this
Yeah.
realm of work, you know?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
it's inspiring, because a lot of people are going to see this, and a lot of people are going to respect it,
Yeah.
because they probably have this notion of who you are,
Yeah.
and don't really know what come along with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And another thing that I try to live by is, like, when you're doing something, no matter what it is, whether that's chasing a dream, a bag, whatever, it doesn't matter. You have to be careful of the company you keep.
For sure.
So I tell anybody, if I'm sitting in a room full of people and all of these people have the same mindset of sitting in this room and not getting past this room and don't see a future for themselves,
Right.
and lack determination to get out and do anything, then that's how you're going to end up the same way.
Right.
So one thing that I try to do is surround myself with go-getters, and I surround myself with people, who want something out of life. And
Right.
I can see myself as a millionaire.
Yeah.
And to some
Facts.
people, they might look
They
at
like-
me and be like, she out of her damn mind. But that's why I don't associate with them people.
Absolutely.
So I put myself in a room with people who may not have nothing but $15, $20 in their pocket, but at the same time have that mindset to say, hey, I'm finna go out here and I'm finna get this $1 million.
Facts.
And
Facts.
that's what I live by. I'm not finna put myself in a room with people who don't want shit in life.
Right.
Excuse me, who
Yeah.
don't want nothing
Yeah,
in life.
you
You know
good,
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just, I feel like at my big old age, I'm just too old for that. You know what I'm saying?
I say the same thing.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't do that, man. And chasing a dream is already hard within itself. So
Yeah.
you don't need to be around people who are raining on your parade, making you think that you can't.
yeah. Ooh, you dropping gems, because
It's crazy.
once it takes one step.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that people that are at this certain level is doing something magical, whatever the case may be. It don't matter if your parents are millionaires, or if you don't even see your parents, and either they passed away, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You got to get up and go get it.
You got to get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your family might be, you might be the breadwinner of your family one day.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
I posted yesterday, I was like, you never know. Whatever you're going through today, I promise you something tomorrow is going to either shed a light to your situation,
Yeah.
or it could change your life forever.
Forever. That's good stuff.
If I sell a $5 million house tomorrow,
Yeah.
do you understand the commission that come with that?
Yeah, man, that's money.
Come on,
Yeah,
like
good stuff.
even when even when this episode drops,
Yeah,
it's gonna take me to another
Yeah,
level. You know
of
what I mean?
course,
So it's
yeah.
like people gotta realize it's just take consistency,
Mm-hmm.
keep digging in your own bag. Don't worry about what's in Kourtney bag. Don't
Yeah.
worry about whose other bag it is.
Yeah.
I'm don't pocket watch. Once
Yeah.
you start pocket watching, then you living by that person that you
Yeah.
looking at.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's crazy. I go to one community every now and then right there in
I do
Plano,
too. I do
and
too.
yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
good stuff. And
Yeah.
the preacher had this was the week before last, and he was talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the things that we do as humans is we compare our lives to other people's, and the internet plays a major role in that. And that's
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
why I try to limit my intake with social media.
Mm-hmm.
So, pocket watching, looking around, well, this person got this person got that.
Right.
And thinking that, then you looking at yourself a certain way because you might not have that.
Right.
So like stay in your own lane, stay true to who you are, and and if you putting in that work and determination, you're going to win.
Yeah.
You're going to win.
I'm telling you, that's all it take though.
Man.
Make sure you are in your own bag.
Yeah.
Stay in it. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about what other people got going
Yeah.
on. This person could be in this financial situation at 12.
Yeah.
But you never know what they're gonna be at 30.
Yeah.
God might be saving you from yourself.
Ooh,
That wisdom that you need.
that's a word.
Like, you never know. If I was to get $1 million and when I was 20, oh man. Whew.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'd be at.
If you've been
I wouldn't be here.
You probably been blew that damn million at a young age too. 'Cause
Oh,
our mindsets
man.
and everything is
Come
well, we
on.
finna go spend a
Oh
bag.
yeah, $500,000 would have been gone that day.
Yeah, it's
I would
crazy.
have tried everything in my power to spend it.
I would have messed over that million. I
Oh
ain't
man,
lying.
but it's all a part of God's plan. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you just stay consistent, chase your dream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even where I want to be at with this real estate thing, but
Yeah.
I know for a fact that I'm going to be one of the
Oh,
suit
yeah.
and tie guys.
It's
I
coming.
know I'm gonna be in those positions. I know that this podcast is gonna blow up.
Manifest it.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All of it is going.
Yes.
It's gonna work.
Yes,
But I'm gonna
manifestation.
keep tumbling. I want you to go back to my first video.
Yeah,
Look at my first video compared to now.
right.
I was using my phone. It was just my phone. I was at a different brokerage.
Yeah,
They had a conference room. I'm in the conference room by myself. Sometimes people walking in. I got my phone taping me. I'm looking crazy, sweating.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, no way, this is happening right now.
Oh, my God.
Like it's all of the part of the plan.
Yeah.
So
trust the process.
keep going, y'all.
Yeah, trust
Keep
that
going.
process.
Please keep going, because
Don't quit.
you don't know what we got to go through.
Yeah.
You don't know what we got to go through.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
man, we in here preaching right there.
Yeah, real talking. You also got to remember when you looking at other people's lives, you just
Yeah.
looking at the right now.
Yeah.
They not showing you what they had to get through or go through to get to where they are. So
Right.
trust your process.
Right.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, and stay in your
stay
bag,
in your
please.
lane. Yeah, stay in your own bag, man.
Man, so
Yeah.
this is gonna be a hard pivot. It's gonna be a hard left.
Oh man.
But I really want people to. This is really what a lot of people were, trying to understand what you go through, your personal journey. So I kind of want to get a little bit personal with you, and tell us about your health condition.
Yeah.
What was it like finding out that you had? And you have to say it again because I don't know how to
Yeah.
say it, but
I get emotional sometimes talking about it.
yeah.
But,
I just want you to however comfortable that you are, talking about it. I want you to just say whatever is on your mind, but just tell people what it is and how they could, push through.
yeah. So So I was diagnosed with IIH, and that is idiopathic intracranial hypertension. A more common name for it in today's time is pseudotumor cerebri. So to kind of break that down, my brain believes that I have a tumor there, but there's no tumor. So my brain produces a lot of fluid to flush out a tumor that's not there. So because there is not a tumor there, the fluid just builds up on my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was I went to the thank you. I went to the doctor and for something minute or that I thought was minute, and he looked at me and he came back and he pulled up the chair. I already knew then something was wrong, and he was just that's
Right.
when he told me that I had IH. The fluid was built up on my brain then, so they had to do an immediate LP, which is a lumbar puncture, where they had to numb me from my waist down. Kind of like an epidural, stick a long needle about that long in my spine, some kind of way. They're draining fluid from my spine from my brain through my spine. So I had to do that for like 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Like, it was a lot. So eventually it got to the point to where that wasn't working. The fluid was, taking over. I was at high risk for stroke. Like, it was bad. So that's when I had to end up having the brain surgery, which is on my right side. I have a VP shunt on the right side of my head. And then I had to end up getting an LP shunt, which is connected to my spinal cord, to stop to offset the fluid from just building up on my brain. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So how was it when they first told you, like, what was the feeling? Because I know it was heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. Even to this day, it's still it's crazy to think about to even process. It's hard to even touch the right side of my head, only because it's like, oh my God, I went through that.
Right.
But it was scary.
Right.
That was the scariest, literally the scariest time in my life. Because I was going blind.
Right.
My vision was going out. I was literally having blackouts for like minutes at a time where I couldn't see anything. Dizziness, nauseousness, can't eat, throwing up, barely able to stand. So it had gotten to the point to where I couldn't even do, the little stuff that I once took for granted. I couldn't do that anymore. So I had to rethink life, like, all over again. Like, I had to relearn everything, like, all over again. Life is totally different for me now.
Man, and I know the energy in that room when you opened your eyes was crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they had me, my whole family, the love.
Beautiful.
And shout out to Medical Center of McKinney. When I tell you that those people took good care of me, they took good care of me. I think my dad had already talked to a lot of the people there, because they had me wrapped up like a mummy. My whole head was literally wrapped up like a mummy. And when I opened up my eyes, I remember seeing my family, but I was so out of it on the anesthesia. But for the most part, I could see.
Right.
And that's the first thing the doctors, when they come in there, they ask me how's my vision, but I could see. And the little things that I once took for granted, like the freaking grass, being able to look at the green grass, or the freaking sky being blue, like,
right.
You never,
little things, man.
Never think that shit can happen to you. You know? And I'm like, when it started happening, it was why me at first.
Right.
And then it got to a point to where I started to understand that my calling is bigger than me.
Right.
My life's purpose is bigger than me, and God spared me, so that means that I'm not done yet.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm on a mission.
For sure.
Now my life is totally different. I used to be a singer with no song to sing, and what I mean by saying that is I used to sing with no purpose. And now when I open up my mouth and my voice comes out, I sing with so much passion, so life is different for me now. It's totally different.
Right.
Totally different.
What you do for yourself, and how you see, yourself is just, you never really fully understand what you taking for granted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
I'd rather be going deaf than blind.
Facts.
Facts. So
you seeing is just next level. Like you really don't understand when whenever you're able to see stuff. Yeah. Like you really, because I thought about that the other day, and I'm just like, man, like when you're going to sleep in that darkness before you start dreaming. Yeah. It's like, what is going on? Like, and I thought about you. I thought about you last night, because the nights before the podcast, I always be like, man, I hope this go right. You know what I'm
Anxious,
saying?
man. That's how I be too.
So
Trust me, I get it.
I was thinking about your story, and I was like, man,
Yeah.
no way. Like the fact that you're in this position and you're able to do what you're doing, first and foremost, is honorable because it's honorable because you never know when your last moments of anything is going to transpire.
Yeah.
So you are inspiration. People don't see that. People don't understand that part.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you for sharing that
Oh, I appreciate
because you
It's
just
crazy.
you just never know.
And let me say this too, real quick.
Yeah.
This condition only affects every 1 out of 100,000 people.
Right.
So this is
Dang.
very rare. Not only that, there is no cure for this condition, but we can like that is one of the things that I'm going to be working on is raising money so that we can find a cure for this awful condition that is affecting so many people.
Right.
A lot of people don't even know about this condition. Some of the doctors are not even familiar with this condition because it's so freaking rare.
Right.
There is no cure, but with the grace of God, I am going to help put something together to where we can raise money to start a cure for IIH. September is IIH Awareness Month.
Okay.
So I'm definitely trying to work this year to get with different, sponsors and people to help me to put together some type of event
Right.
to bring awareness to this condition.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I definitely cause I do. So what we're gonna do, and this is breaking news, y'all. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna be helping the kids out. So what I plan on doing is building a platform for the kids. So the chair that you're sitting in, I'm gonna have kids come up. I'll have like a bunch of them come in and out of the room to where they're setting a goal for themselves.
Oh, that's good
So they can go back and look at it.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're setting that foundation, like this person helped me out.
Yeah.
To where I have a purpose because
Right.
she's at this upper echelon of where she could be, but I can still do it because of what she's going through. I'm
Right.
going through it, and how am I going through this?
Yeah.
I can make it happen.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really commend you for that.
Oh, I appreciate
You know what I'm
it.
saying? I really do
Oh, man.
appreciate you, first and foremost, sharing that because, I mean, that's it's different when you are actually talking about it versus people speculating what it could be or just seeing the small clip on The Voice about
Yeah.
you speaking about it, you going into depth about it.
Yeah, because
I
think about
appreciate
it.
that.
What if those doctors would have came in there and told me you have a tumor?
Right. That's another thing too. It's like
Bro, that's
you
why-
know you don't have one, but you still go through the same thing.
Yes, and that's why I'm like, I am a walking, talking, living miracle.
Straight up.
I could have been diagnosed with a tumor.
Straight
but
up.
God said no. But that's how I know that this is bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this
Yeah.
is way bigger than me. So even the stuff that happened with The Voice, even though it went the way that it went, that's not the end for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit, I almost died
Yeah.
a year ago. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Over something huge. This is just a minor setback. So,
Yeah. Man. Old Songbird, man. It's crazy. It's
I'm telling
crazy.
you, life
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's inspiration.
Yeah.
It's inspiration for you. When I tell y'all to please just dedicate your life to your craft
That part.
and God, keep God first.
Always.
Because it's always going to be people out there that's going to try to trick you out of your character,
Yeah.
trick you out of your position.
Yeah.
Hey, you should hit this and just chill with us. No, I got to go do this. I have to go, build this empire that I'm
Yeah.
thinking of, that I have in my head, but I just don't know
Mindset.
where to start at. This is your inspiration right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gotta get it.
For real. How was the recovery journey? What was that like, and how do the things that you could remember, what was it like just being in that space to where it's like, yo,
It was tough.
I can see again. That's first and foremost.
Man. It was tough at first. I had to go back to my mama. Like my mom, my sisters, they all came together to take very good care of me because the little things that I once did, like bathe myself, I couldn't do that. So my mom and my sister would actually literally have to put me in, the shower because I couldn't take to baths. Like I couldn't even take a bath for 3 weeks after my surgery.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was at everything was
I know that's like it's just humiliating.
Yeah.
Like, golly.
And even with that, after my surgery, I had to. Of course, I was in the hospital for a good minute before they sent me home. So the nurses are bathing me because I can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So, learning simple things like getting up out of the bed. Like I had to learn how to do that. I had therapists. I had to have therapy every day where they would come over to my house, show me little things like getting out of the bed. Or how to walk, because I was on a walker too.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like the little things like going to the bathroom by myself, I couldn't even do that.
Straight up.
Then they shaved my sides are already shaved, but they gave like I had to cut my hair, and I think about that all the time because I'm like,
all
Lord.
of it.
Yeah, well I had to because my shunt is on this side of my head.
Okay.
So I have a little bit of my side shaved already,
Right.
but they had to cut it up even more.
Right.
To place my shunt inside of my head. So that was. Oh my God! Because they didn't they just cut my hair any kind of way. But anyways, that was a lot for me because it was like all of it was just so much and it happened so quick.
The recovery
and so fast.
Yeah.
And the recovery, they told me like I would recover 6 months to a year, but your girl was up and running in a month.
Man. Come on now.
A month.
Come on now.
Literally, it probably asked my mom like it's probably because they was looking at me like, baby, you got to sit down. No,
you gotta chill.
No,
I can't.
I am on a mission.
Man, greatness is right there.
Yeah,
greatness is right there.
I can taste it. I claim it. I manifest it. Yeah.
Yeah, you already in households though.
Yeah,
you know, part. Like when you really think about it, you're really in households.
Yeah,
you're a household name.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? And you're doing it off the strength of yourself.
Yeah.
Now that you are telling your story, people really invested, really want to be in that position that you were at, that you are at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you still prosper. You wake up hungry.
Got to
keep it going, man. Go keep it going.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
It's the evolution, and I can't wait to see. Since we are January 1st, and I cannot wait to see December 31st.
Yeah, real talk.
We gonna sit. To be honest, I want to sit back down and just be like, look at you.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we have to.
By December 31st, 2025, I'll be in a whole nother tax bracket.
Talk to me.
Watch. I'm
telling
you, I manifested.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna have a nice little brand deal. You know what I mean?
It's going up.
We got the bag coming.
Yeah, it's going up.
Yeah. So, this is one of our last segments. It's not the last segment, but I do want to emphasize this segment right here. And we've been dropping gems this whole episode. But I want you to give some motivation and some game and a message to keep going to the next person, the next generation, or somebody that might not be going through the same thing, but something similar.
Yeah.
Once you just share some motivation for them so they can, just keep striving for greatness.
Man, I'm a realist, so I'm gonna be very, very real.
Yeah.
I'm not that person that's gonna, get up here and be like, hey, you can do it, keep going,
right.
Don't let nothing detour you. Life happens. So stuff is going to try to detour you. Things are going to try to come in your way to make you feel like you want to stop, make you feel like this ain't the lane that you're supposed to be in, and make you not just want to go anymore.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I say mindset so much because the mindset makes the world go around. So yes, don't give up. Yes, stand true to who you are, and keep going no matter what. But at the same time, understand that life is going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't let that take you off of your game. Let that be your motivation to keep going. So surround yourself. I can't stress that enough. Surround yourself with like-minded people that want what you want. But see, I put myself in a room with people who want more than what I want.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because I want to go even beyond my limitations or what I feel like is reality. I want to go beyond that. So I want to put myself in a room with millionaires, even though I might not have $1 million, but I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about who you know.
Yep.
Be mindful of the company you keep. The rooms that you sit in, because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? So just stand on business. Stay true to you, man. Yep. And again, put yourself around like-minded people.
That's a
Because if
fact.
you sit in the room with people who ain't shit and don't want shit, you ain't gonna be shit. So don't be mad in 5 years when you still sitting in the same room and in the same position that you was in 5 years because you did nothing but waste your time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Talk
go
to me,
get
preacher.
it. It's
Talk
like
to me.
it's people make it way harder than what it really is.
It's hard, but it's simple.
It's simple.
It's simple math. You got to the biggest thing that people are missing is the consistency piece of it.
Yeah.
I promise you, once you stay consistent,
And I lacked that. I couldn't do it.
man, if you stay consistent,
Yeah.
you just don't know where you
Yeah.
gonna go. You know what I mean? You have no idea.
Yeah.
It's that one video, that one handshake,
Yeah.
that one anything, that one room you walking into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even the owner of this studio, there's something special about our relationship that we
Yeah.
have even kind of bounced ideas off
Yeah.
each other. Like, hey, you should do this. You should, because if
Yeah.
you look, and for people, again, if you go look at my first video compared to where I am now, it's totally different. Totally different
Yeah. personality.
personality. I'm not like as shy around the cameras no
Yeah.
more. It's just
Opened up. Yeah.
go ahead, just keep going. You
It's
gonna
not-
mess up.
It becomes natural. It's life.
Yeah,
It's
and
life.
and people gotta realize that they just need to continue to just be themselves.
Yeah.
The name of the game is to be you,
Yeah.
always be you, but keep elevating to a level that you can't even fathom.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
part.
You wake up and you're like, man, I'm really in this position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I said it about me being in real estate. Like, I'm really a realtor.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was gonna happen
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year, but
Exactly. Look.
I'm really here.
Look at
you
me
know what
now.
I mean?
That.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's
Real talk.
man, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So one of the last segments too, can you tell us who your influences are and why?
Ooh. You know. And I because it's a couple ways. So of course I have my musical influences like the Whitney Houston, the Aretha Franklin. I've always admired them and looked up to them.
Right.
But my cousin would have to be probably a huge inspiration to me because this dude looked at me and seen something in me. Like, do you know how deep that is to look at somebody and see something in them that they don't even see in themselves?
Yeah.
They probably don't even believe in themselves.
Yep.
But not only that, I've watched this dude like change his whole life. You know what I'm saying? With music.
Oh yeah.
And it's
And I don't mean to cut
no,
you
you're
off.
good.
But the person that you talking about,
Yeah.
05, 06,
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Inspiration.
And
like,
and
yo.
and I'm with him a lot. Like I spend almost every day with him because he real quick because I know we on the time schedule. But I'm gonna say this: a long time ago, he sat in the room with me and my sister, and he said something. He said he gonna touch $1 million with me.
Yeah.
Because he was he was behind me, doing
Right.
what he needed to do to help me to get
Absolutely.
further along in my career.
Absolutely.
And he said, we finna touch $1 million. And my sister was like, y'all crazy as hell. Y'all ain't finna touch no $1 million. But the thing is, that dude seen that.
Yeah.
And that he getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I look at him, I admire his work ethic, I admire his hustle. It's motivating to me. And that's why I stick beside him. So yeah, singers, Aretha, Whitney, but when it comes to just life in general, had to be my fam.
For sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get to the wide angle real quick. We improvising today. We
Yeah.
ain't going for
I'm
none of
not
that this
good.
time.
Yeah, it's
He
good
been getting
shit.
up and getting it.
Yeah, hell, little highlights.
Man, I'm telling you, we was dropping gems.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah. But we're gonna close it. We're gonna close it out like this.
Okay.
First and foremost, I appreciate you for coming in.
Oh yeah.
Because not only are you a trailblazer at what you do,
Yeah.
because a lot of people from McKinney are very talented, but don't know their strengths yet.
Right.
And seeing you do that, it'll give them that motivation. You don't talk much.
Yeah.
So now we like, oh man, just like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you giving everybody that game, that knowledge, that wisdom. So first and foremost, I do appreciate you coming in.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah.
We gotta talk a little bit more business because
Yeah.
you know we gotta keep it home team.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, if you got anything else that you want to give, you know, your social media, all platforms will blast that too.
Yeah.
But like I said, I appreciate you coming in for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Make sure my social media. And if you're not already following me, Instagram at Songbird White, TikTok at Songbird White 86,
Yep.
YouTube Songbird White,
Yep.
and then Facebook Kourtney White. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, keep locating your greatness. Keep being great, and God gonna be with you.
Let's get it.
Put God first.
Always.
We out. Happy New Year's, y'all.
When the pain cuts you deep
That was good.
and the night keeps you from sleep.